Welcome back. In the previous lecture, we have studied that we have highlighted our column, one of the columns, stock quantity column with some CSS class. Uh, s- Basically, we want to improve this one, uh, something like that. We want to pass the data warning for stock quantity. Basically, we want to pass uh, item dot stock quantity to this one method. So on the basis of the stock quantity, I want to highlight. For example, if stock quantity is less than 10, so that should be highlighted. For example, this line should be highlighted and this line should be highlighted. No any other line should be highlighted because this contains the value greater than 10. So I'm going to improve this one. For example, this is the method, this is the function that I am using here. So warning for stock quantity. So basically this method I'm going to pass item dot stock quantity for each iteration of this one row. This item is pointing to the variable property stock quantity. So I have passed item dot stock quantity to this one method. So now I can use this one stock quantity here as well. So instead of using this one algorithm, I am going to improve this one algorithm with stock quantity. So if my stock quantity is greater than 10, so the warning label, this label should be returned labeled success else label warning. So now let's see uh, what happens. Yes, these 4 and 3 has different colors and this has different color, right? So instead of label success, if I don't define label success, what happens? There should not be any class. So just these two are highlighted. So the stock quantity which is below 10, it is highlighted and we can see. So this was related to the previous lecture. So in this lecture, what we want to study, I want to tell you that we want to study that uh, for our model class, this is hard coded and this is also on the client side. We have used Web API framework, so we want to get this one model data from the Web API controller classes. There is a special folder named as controller, and if I execute this one application, Web API will play its role to provide some default page to be shown. So I'm going to define my own controller class. Let's suppose add controller. What should be the name of the controller and what should be the type? I'm going to define Web API to controller in empty mode. I'm not going to use any other template. In an empty mode, I'm going to define a controller that is named as POS controller. Let's suppose this is the class public class POS controller and its parent class is API controller. So inside this one controller class, I'm going to define a method. For example, this is my page cache sale screen public. Let's suppose I want to define a class public class cache sales view model. View model is a class which fulfills the need of the view of my view in terms of data. Once again, listen, view model is a class which fulfills the need of the view in terms of data. If this is my view, this view needs the name of the customer and also it needs the list of items. So this is for this one I have defined a class. So let's suppose this is a controller function and I am going to define cache sales view model as its return type cache sales. Let's suppose get cache sales data, get cache sales data. Let's suppose this is the name of the method, return cache sales. For example, I am going to return new cache sales model. Right now this class has nothing, so I just want to see whether uh, how to call this one method. So Web API works on the principle of ASP.NET MVC. Inside MVC, this is API POS cache sales. What is the name of get cache sales data? The name of the controller is POS, and the name of the action method is get cache sales data. Oh yes, the call is here. So we can see that this is the. So I want to pass some data. For data, there is a need to define the item class. What is the need of my there is need of my view? This is the list of items, and this is customer name. So let's have a short break, and we after the break we will resume our lecture.